Hey, I'm Juan.
And I'm Angelica Casares.
And this is the Juan of Words podcast.
You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, YouTube, and juanawords.com.
If you like this episode, please leave us a comment or a review. We would really appreciate it. Thank you.
Bye. Hey, my name is Angelica. This is my husband, Juan. Welcome to another episode of Juan of Words podcast. I don't know how short this one's going to be. Maybe we'll just put it on IGTV. Yeah, maybe not. I don't know.
Hey, but did you know?
Hey, but did you know? Yeah, here we go. Should I start over?
I don't think so.
Okay. So earlier today, I was when I was brushing my teeth, I was looking into the mirror, and I remembered all the other mirrors that we had in that restroom, and I remembered all the other mirrors that we had in this house, and then I got to thinking, why don't I change my mirror? Why can't I change this mirror? Because it's too small for the restroom. And I was like, I want to get it a little bit bigger. Right? And I can already hear you. I can already feel you. Will you let me get another mirror?
Will I let you get another mirror?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
A mirror. Well, are you okay with me purchasing another mirror?
Mm-hmm.
So in today's episode, what I wanted to talk about are the quirks that we have. Juan has this thing where he doesn't like mirrors.
It's not that I don't like mirrors. It's not that I don't like mirrors. It's just that I think so I grew up where there were things that we not, I guess, that we believed or that we thought that were like superstitions. Mm-hmm. And for some reason, there's certain things if a cat is walking across the street, a black cat.
Okay, before you talk about that, why don't you like mirrors?
Because they say that if the belief is, or the superstition is that if you break a mirror, it's 7 years of bad luck. So
you don't think, I've heard of souls being trapped in mirrors.
Oh no, I don't believe that.
Okay.
To me, it's that superstition. So
are you
7 years of bad luck?
Are you afraid we're going to?
I don't want to be responsible for a broken mirror.
But because you buy a mirror doesn't mean you're going to break it. Are you just afraid we're going to break it?
I just don't want to take the chance. So I'm the fewer mirrors I can have, the better.
So every time we come up on a mirror, I always have this really bad thing with Juan where we kind of fight over the issue of having a mirror in the house, another one, because he doesn't like it. He doesn't like it. And it's always a struggle to be like, hey, I want to buy a mirror. Hey, I like this mirror. What do you need another mirror for? What do you need another mirror? No, for what? So, as I was saying before I was rudely interrupted by this camera, that I was complaining about how many times Juan would sit there and tell me, don't buy another mirror. You can't buy another mirror. I don't want another mirror in this house. There's no reason for us to have another mirror in the house. And it doesn't even matter if it's a small mirror. It's any mirror. And I'm like, why? And then there's this one that it's unexpected that I was like, what? Where you don't like seashells.
Yeah, I don't like seashells either.
Why don't you like seashells?
I don't know. I heard one time that they were bad luck. And why are you grooming me again? I heard that they were bad luck, and then ever since then I just don't like them.
Who told you that?
Mm-hmm. It was just an old it's a thing that I heard, that it was oh, it's bad luck. The seashells bring bad luck. So I was like,
I don't know, Juan. Sometimes I think you just dream it.
I don't want any seashells in my house.
So Juan it was seashells. I had this theme in the restroom where it was supposed to be a beach theme, and then I bought seashells somehow for something. He's like, throw them away. I'm like, why? He's like, because we can't have them. Throw them away. He also black cats. Juan does not like black cats. Juan, no.
Dislike black cats.
He doesn't dislike black cats. He doesn't like black cats walking in front of him or walking in front of him while he's in a car. There has been plenty of times where he stopped the car, put it in reverse, or made a U-turn because there was a black cat, or that looked like a black cat, that walked in front of the car.
What did I say when I did that?
No, you yell at me because I always ask you.
What did I say when I did that? I said, "Not today, Satan."
So this is like it, but it's an ongoing thing with Juan and his little quirks and his little things that he does.
Well, those are more superstitions than anything else. Not
Okay, so what is with this? What is with the stove?
the stove.
Yes, the stove in the back door.
Oh, well, that's more of an OCD. So you have to compartmentalize, okay? So there's superstitions and then there's OCDs.
No, I don't think that's an OCD.
OCD is like, so like I have to like...
I don't think that's a... Well, I don't know.
Like I feel like anytime we leave the house, like I have to make sure that the doors are locked and that the oven is off because we have a gas oven. So I'll go and I'll double check it and I'll triple check and I'll make sure.
How do you check it though?
Like I'll count it, like
yeah.
I'll look from across the.
It does look like, it does sound and look like OCD.
From like the other side of the counter, like the island, I'll go and I'll be like, then I'm like, and then in my head I'm like, oh wait, but did I count it or was I not paying attention or was I paying attention?
And then you count it again.
And I'll count it again.
Yeah, you do.
And then sometimes I'll go to the front door and I'm locking the front door. You know, like, oh, you know what? Did I actually pay attention when I was doing that or did I just imagine it? No, let me go back and do it again. And I'll go and I'll like make sure the door is locked and then I'll like count the things again and then I'm like, okay. And then the other thing is that I don't know if you noticed that I'll go and I'll look around the plugs and see what's plugged in and what's
unplug it
and unplug.
How many times have you unplugged my stuff?
And because you use a hair, whatever you call that, the hair straightener.
No, but it can be basic things that I'll leave plugged in. Like I can leave my computer plugged in. I can leave my computer plugged in, and if it's plugged in and we're leaving the house, he'll unplug my computer.
But that has come in handy sometimes because sometimes you've left glue guns plugged in, and then I'm like, I'll go like to the point where I touch it, and it burns my hand. And then
don't touch it.
This thing is like super hot. Like it's been on for it's been plugged in for a long time. So I just unplug it because or I smell it. I start smelling and I'm like, it smells like burn. And I like look around and I'm like, sure enough, it's a damn like glue gun. And I'm like,
no. So here's the thing with Juan though. Sometimes it's even like my computer. Like it'll be plugged in and it'll be charging, and then I'll go back and it's unplugged. And I'm like, you can't unplug my shit. Like stop touching my things. Like I don't like for him if it's not like under his watch or supervision, he doesn't want to see things plugged in. You agree to that.
I'm responsible like with things like I'll put my stuff on power surges, so I'm like today was raining in the morning and the light went off and on, it flickered on and off, and my computer turned on and off and the internet turned on and off, but I was like, oh, I'm fine with that because I know my computer's on a power surge, so if it like it's not gonna mess up my computer,
it's not gonna blow up,
like it's not gonna like mess it up because you know how like if it's plugged just into the wall, like it can mess up. Same thing with the TV and stuff like that. So I'm like, but I feel like you don't take those precautions all the time because you're just like, oh, it's gonna be fine. And
no, with me, it's more like I worry about things like the gas. Like I'm always worried about the gas.
Can we talk about that?
Go ahead. One of the things that I have in my room is a carbon monoxide detector.
Oh yeah, but no, before we even talk about that.
Okay.
So one time you said that you smelled you said you smelled gas. You were like, it smells like rotten potatoes in here, or like rotten
eggs, not potatoes.
It smells like rotten eggs in here. And then you got Edgar all riled up, and you were both like walking around the house like
smelling.
It smells like rotten eggs. We're like so worked up about it.
No, it really did.
And I was like, I don't smell it. I don't know what you're talking about.
You don't smell anything.
And so then we get the people from the gas company to come out here.
We call them, yeah, of course.
And the guy walks around with some stupid little machine, and he's like,
"We had a bunch of gas leaks."
No, I don't think we ever did. He was like, "Yeah,
we
gas
did.
Leak here, a gas leak here, a gas leak there, and a gas leak." I was like, "Really? Like, how do we been living in this house for this long and we haven't?
No, and he
haven't noticed.
He detected a gas leak He detected a gas leak in one of the valves where
Needless
our
to
stove
say,
was at.
It was a very expensive repair.
Yes, well, good for me for smelling that gas.
No.
So one of the things that was that when one of our valves was like broken from our what do you call it? Our stove, and then our heater also couldn't be turned on and off like easily, and so it needed to be completely like changed out for a new one. And there was a lot of things like, so my quirks, I guess, is I have gas. It's always gas, and even gasoline. I'm always very careful about gasoline. I try not to inhale it. I tried when I'm pumping gas myself, I try not to like get around it, and I make sure I keep my eye on it, and not like veer away of like getting back in the car or and Juan does this sometimes where he has the car on while he's pumping gas.
Don't say that. Why are you gonna shoot that?
Because you do that and it irks
put
me.
Me on blast for?
Because I have to turn off the car, and I'm like, don't do that, you can't do that. And of course I yell that it's just little things like that, like the vapors of gasoline can be so toxic to your body.
Okay, but can I like say something? I actually like the smell of gasoline.
Oh my god.
Like I actually do. Like I wouldn't sit there and smell it for a long time, but I'm like, I don't mind it.
I mind it. I mind this. Yes, no, don't smell gas. Stop smelling gas. Stop inhaling gas. It's toxic fumes, damn it. But yeah, my thing is like natural gas, and then it's gasoline for like your car. But so yours also, when you were talking about locking doors and things being turned off, Juan has broken like handles to our house where he'll grab it and he'll pull on it like really hard, and he'll like jingle it, and then like it. And now we like the front door of our house, the knob, it like is very flimsy because Juan will like force.
No,
I don't know what he's doing. Like he'll lock the door, and then he'll pull the knob really hard to make sure it's locked. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like, it's locked.
I don't mean to pull it hard. It's just my grip. Like that's
just.
But no, I mean, like I just even when I go to the gym and I like lock, you know how they give you the little lock, you lock your stuff in there.
You pull it,
and then I'm like, make sure that doesn't open. So I'm like, I don't know why. Like I have this thing that I'm like, I just don't want to like. I don't want to be like, I don't want like to like, I don't like the unexpected like in that way. So I'm like, I don't want something bad to happen.
Yeah, it's even like even the locks to the car, where he'll be like, lock the door, and I'm like, it's locked. I didn't see you push it again. Like I'm sitting there with the low button, and I'm like, it's locked.
No, I'm not. No, that I'm not that
Juan,
bad about that one. No,
Juan, how many times do we knock?
I just want to make sure it's locked. Especially like what I do have is like when like I think more accurate than saying about the car is like about when we have our equipment with us, like if it's a camera, if it's a computer or whatever it is, I'll walk around the stores with my backpack on. I don't care because I'm like
all the laptops, all the gear.
I'll put all the backpacks and all the gear in my backpack, and I'll walk around with the backpack full of stuff because I'm like, I'm not gonna leave it in the car.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna risk it. I'm not gonna leave it in the car because even if I leave it in there, I'm not gonna be comfortable.
You're not gonna be comfortable.
I'm just gonna be like thinking about it, like, oh, what if somebody broke into the car? What if something happened? What if this? What if that? I'm like, I don't care if they take the car, like whatever. Like, but if
car,
don't take our equipment because like the equipment is expensive, and I'm like, I don't.
The car is expensive. Well, it's more expensive than the equipment.
But the car, you have insurance, and they'll say like fix it. And
okay. But so my thing also is, so it's the car thing too. I had something in mind, and then I heard the trash car come by. I was like, oh man, it's gonna be in the audio.
Oh.
But yeah, so. I think sometimes some of us we have very specific things that we do that makes us like really like makes our como se dice, it makes your skin curl, your skin enchinarte, where you're like, what?
You need to stop doing that hand motion. I was like, what is she doing? Like, what is she doing?
So, but yeah, I thought we would talk about them very quickly because I thought you had some really cute ones, and there's some that I feel like are very dangerous. Like eventually he's going to break the knobs to things.
You don't feel like you have any superstitions?
No, I don't think so.
You don't have any superstitions? Oh, the other thing is like with the salt. Like if I drop...
Yours is the salt, yeah.
Yeah, if I drop salt, I'll throw it over my shoulder.
If any of us drop salt, you get mad and throw it over our shoulder. You'll start spraying us with it. He'll grab the salt and be like this and throw it over our shoulder. And I'm like, why? Just do it.
I think those are Mexicanadas. Like, but I think like the other thing is like the little pack. You know how when you get, I hate it when a restaurant gives you like your cutlery and it has salt and pepper in there.
Why?
I'm like, because then if I don't eat the salt, I can't throw it away. So I'm like, I have to figure out how to like where to put it.
Consume the salt?
Like, oh, like
take it with you?
Like take it with me, put it somewhere, like, or let somebody else throw it away.
This is a new one, really?
I'm like, or I'll like hide the salt from Angelica so she doesn't find it, so she doesn't throw it away. So they're like little packets of salt everywhere.
Is that why we have a bunch of little packets of salt right there in that drawer?
Yeah.
Oh my
Because
god!
I'm like, I'm not gonna throw. I don't want to throw away salt. So because I don't know, like it's just another one of those things that I'm like. So I'll put like I'll take them out and I'll be like, they put another, like it's one of those where they put salt and I'm like, why? Like why do they? We don't need to be consuming this much salt. Like stop putting salt in those stupid things.
Throw it away, Juan.
I don't want to throw it away. So I'm like, I'll throw the pepper away, but I won't throw the salt.
Oh my god. Okay. Well, I'm sure I have some, but I didn't want to talk about mine. I'll leave mine for me.
Oh, okay. Well, so you're just gonna put me
Yeah.
on the spot.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I'm
The
not
camera's
ashamed.
dying anyway, so we ain't got time.
I'm not ashamed of.
You're not ashamed of them?
I'm not ashamed of my things.
All right. Well, I thought that it was an interesting conversation because I wanted another mirror, and all I kept thinking about was like, how am I going to convince Juan to get another mirror?
No.
Okay. Well, that's for another topic. All right. So there you have it. I hope you enjoyed that, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.
All right. Bye.
You know I had to do it, had to. You back up on your bullshit, don't belong to me. You acting all sleazy, I don't like what I see. I got all the game, don't get fucked in your brain. I can do you worse than you ever